It's me again. I don't know how many times I've been on this podcast, I'll be honest with you, but welcome back. This is the 9th podcast. I don't know why I'm looking at you.
Why are you looking at me?
I don't know. Should I look at the camera? Yes. I think it's the 9th. Someone correct me. But yeah, welcome to another Horizn Podcast once again. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you if you're watching on YouTube or if you're listening on Spotify. All ratings will be appreciated. So the reason why I have him on here, even though he's not a staff, is because we recently completed a film production, which is, huge. I don't know why I'm making this awkward. But yes, it's huge.
It's huge.
It's a very huge project. I think probably the biggest project Horizn has ever handled so far. And I'm privileged enough to be the director and have him as my assistant director. So yeah, for this episode I just like to like a reflection of the production, I guess. Yeah. I guess we can say that. So anything you want to say before we start?
Hi. I'm not a staff here. Yeah, go on.
Okay, so we're gonna start with I guess how it started. Like, how do we get the project? How did we what is the beginning, I guess? So I don't know if you know this, but we started at early April, I think. That was like the first time we heard that TVS is they're looking for content for their TV.
Uh-huh.
And then Jerome was like, "Hey, can you write a story?" Blah, blah. I was like, "Cool, I'll do it." And to be honest with you, this is not my favorite story that I wrote at the time.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually another story that I wrote and I submitted that didn't get picked, which is it's about depression. So it's really I guess it's too sensitive for TV. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
I think that's why. So, and anyway, the one that I wrote, the first one, which is at the time I call it Wonton Me. It's so lame. I literally just randomly named it Wonton Me for no reason, even though it's just one of those food items part of the film. But yeah, that somehow got picked by TVS and they decided to bring us to Kuching to pitch the idea. So yeah, that was around May, I think. May or June.
That was the first pitching session?
Yeah, proper in-person pitching. Because so the process is you send your idea, you submit your idea, and then they ask, if you get picked, then they ask you hey, you want to come to Kuching to pitch? Yeah. So the pitching session is not just you. There's a ton of people there. They could be from anywhere. Because they were also invited for the same pitching session. And surprisingly, a lot of Mirians at the time when we were there. We met Budris, we met Hari, everyone there, in Kuching, which is kind of cool. And then their idea also got selected, which is really nice to see. But yeah, during the pitching session, there's I'm surprised that I saw someone from Finas there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I guess it makes sense because it's national TV. So there's a guy from Finas, there's a few people from TVS, and then I guess a few people from LPF. I think that's
what is LPF?
Lembaga Penapisan Film.
Oh, okay.
The regulator people. So yeah, that's the pitching session, and then we got, after the pitching, we got the idea, and then they really liked the idea. They decided to be hey, we'll give you budget to make this. So that was probably July when we got the news that this is a go.
Yes, it was July.
And then that's where you came into the picture. So yeah, he got invited really late because at the time we didn't really know what we were doing, I guess. Honestly, we're all very new to production as well, like film production. And then you had a bit of experience as well. So do you want to share what it's like to be invited to this project in the beginning?
I mean, I knew that you guys got the project because immediately after it got selected, you told me.
Yeah.
Did you call me or did you text
I think
me?
I called you.
You called me,
Yeah.
right, and told me about it. And I was like, oh shit, congrats and stuff. And then I was still in KL. I was studying / working in KL still. And then yeah, I'm always working on set, small set, big set, whatever. I just do whatever I can. So yeah, then you're like, oh, I wanna keep this production a Mirian only shoot. You want everybody from the cast and crew to be only Miri. So then you're like, oh, I want to get you in on it. I'm like, sure. Where you at the time you hired me to be cam op, I think.
Yeah.
Cam operator.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then shortly after you promoted me to be the AD, which it's my first time AD, even though I've been on a lot of these jobs, but I usually don't take on something this big. But I figured there's not a lot of choices when it comes to people in Miri.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? Fine, I'll do it. I'm also interested in doing it. So yeah, and then that happened, and I'm the AD for this project.
Yeah. Like speaking of the like 100% Mirian production, I was like honestly like, can I say the word bull? I was bullshitting basically. Someone censor this. Like I was like, in my head, even though I said it, I mean, in my head, I was like, okay, this is probably not possible. I don't think it's doable because there's not a lot of people in Miri that can do like production. But then when we actually got like people that is willing to do it, it's kind of crazy to see like, yeah, we actually had 100% Mirian like crew members. Like I was even today, like I still can't believe that we actually did it because I don't know, it's just crazy. Like we have so many talents and also like people with skills in the city, even though we're literally like still quite new to the film industry and whatever. So yeah, like at the time it was really hard to find crew as well. Like even approaching you as a cam op, it's like the only thing that we were like, okay, now who's next? Who do we approach? And then at the same time, I was also writing the story, which is really hard because I wrote scripts before, but not like more than 10 pages at least. So writing is also really, really a challenge on my side. But honestly, I don't want to take I don't want to take the full credit for writing the story because I get like a lot of help with like from Alan, from Jerry, from Owen to write the story because like the story isn't like my personal story, which is why it is really hard to write every scene. So like the only thing I can do is just like ask people around me like what have they experienced in their family, in their like in life that like can fit into this story and make sense. Can they relate to the character? And if they do, what would you do if you were the character? So I started taking notes from a lot of people and then eventually like adapting that to the story. And I think that really helps because I genuinely think that writing stories can be like a solo thing sometimes, especially if the story isn't your personal like past. Yeah.
So where did you get the inspo for this story then?
The inspo, honestly, there's like different versions of the script at some point. Initially, it's supposed to be like a friendship between. So there's two characters. At a time, there's only Oscar and Uncle Soon. The brother is like a really side character. Initially, the story is like just a friendship between these two, and I want to make it feel like friendship between the rich and like the normal people is possible, something like that. So it's basically the first initial idea is like friendship is like I guess borderless, something like that. Like be nice to anyone regardless of who they are, something like that. That's like the moral of the story at the time. That's the story when I pitched as well to TVS.
Oh damn.
So and then like it changed to like because the story is kind of I don't want to say cliche, but very overused, I guess, and it doesn't feel natural for me to continue with that kind of idea. So then I went in like the zone to be like, yeah, how do I change this story to be more Miri, I guess, like how do I make this relatable to people here?
Mm-hmm.
So then I decided to like, okay, maybe what if I play on passion? Like people here has passion, but sometimes they just can't do what they want to do because of reasons. Like I know a lot of people that they want to be something like singer or whatever, but then the family has a business. So I got into that rabbit hole and like, yeah, I actually know a lot of people like that. How about I write a story like that as well? Like someone that's like so passionate in what they do, but then they had to stop because things happen. They had to go home. And then also a lot of people like leave Miri. Like that also is like an inspiration. A lot of people I know, they left because there's just nothing here lah. Like at the time, there's nothing to start from. There's nothing to be passionate about here. So they left. I mean, they still love home, but it's just like they can't find a reason to come back. So that's another like inspiration that like ticked me off. Like, yeah, maybe I should write it like this, like about a guy that wants to go, that has to go home, but eventually found a passion at home. Okay. So I hope that the story then like inspire people to be like, yeah, there's always a place called home to like be passionate about lah. Yeah.
Nice. I really like the idea because in a way it shows like your vision on like wanting people to be like very passionate about their stuff and do it at home.
Yeah.
It shows on our production set as well. Because like literally everybody, like we said, we kept it all Miriam.
Yeah.
In the beginning of everything, when it was just you and me,
yeah,
we didn't know what to do. We were just making YouTube videos eating leaves. And then after that, you got into Horizn. Then you got to know Jerry and Dazzie. Then we're like, okay, that's a lot more people. And then we just know the only people we knew were people that we knew from middle school.
Yeah.
So like, oh, that guy's doing video now. Oh, I think that guy is also doing video somewhere. That's all we knew. And we thought, okay, that's it. That's all the people there is, right? And then we were thinking, you know what? There's really nothing much in Miri as well. But then after we got this project, then we were more open to opportunities, I think, because we really needed the help as well. So we're just like, oh, okay, whoever is interested and wants to try it out, we'll just get them in. And then to our surprise, we got so many people that is like, not only some of them are new, but some of them they actually know what they're doing and they know what they should do. So we got these people that are like really passionate about what they do. Like they really love what they do, and then it's really of good use in like the filmmaking industry. If you wanna do it here, right? It's really helpful. So it's like very. It's not to say inspiring, but I'm just like very happy to see that happen. Because like everyone's like very passionate and then everyone's just talented. Yeah. And we can just get them in and like start working on stuff together. Like it's really unexpected. I really wasn't expecting this many people to turn up and them being this talented. Especially Bong, I would say. Yeah. Of the actors. Yeah. I was surprised I could find someone like that in Miri, honestly. Yeah. So it's kind of like, well, he's an older version of me, I guess. He's like, okay, he went to KL and work under those like harsh filmmaking stuff. But he's an actor, he's a stuntman, so he had it way worse than me. Yeah. And then he's like, oh, exactly like your story, right? He's like, yeah, he went somewhere to pursue his passion, and after that, he had to come home to take care of his parents and stuff. And now he's here as a fitness trainer. And then he was also real happy when he heard of this project going on. He's like, oh, damn. Something that I really loved before that I can only do in KL, and now it's happening in Miri. Yeah. And then obviously he got involved, and then he originally auditioned for Uncle Soon. Yes. But then when I was still in KL at the time, and then you guys sent me the audition clip. I was like, I clicked in. I'm like, damn, this guy is buff. This guy got abs and like, his arms, like his biceps are like bigger than my fucking thigh.
I was so like down bad to find like Uncle Soon. And I was like, should I make him buff?
Yeah,
Can he be a
considering that.
muscular like noodle vendor? Like I was thinking about it for a while, and like
We were both considering.
yeah,
And then it came to realization that I don't think so. I don't want him because Angersun's supposed to be like I guess he's supposed to be hard to approach. He looks
Yes.
hard to approach.
yes,
But in the end, he's like a very warm person.
yeah,
And in the film, he actually needs to get angry and like
Yeah.
have an argument.
yeah.
I would be terrified if I get into an argument
Yeah.
with Bong.
Start punching you.
He can choke me out anytime.
Yeah.
so I wouldn't imagine Uncle Sun being that buff, going like, "Oh, you
Yeah.
want to one-ton me? One-ton me?" Just- yeah, that didn't fit. But yeah, Bong was like really surprising, and
Yeah.
honestly quite inspiring for me because it's like I also chose to came back,
Mm.
and I see him doing okay in Miri,
Mm.
and now meeting a lot more people here that actually do the same thing and are interested in doing the same thing. Yeah, this production has been real good.
Yeah. I also like I'm very happy like we all like achieve like a goal to like have a community to like start off with. And so now we're like it's easier to find people like now. So let's say we have another project coming soon, we'll be like, oh, I know who to find for makeup. I know who to find for lighting. I know who to find for like art. So like even though it's really tough in the beginning, at least now that we know and we go through it already, it's a lot easier to find people now, and I'm very happy because of that. And also like everyone is like so willing to be down for it lah. And it's very happy. I'm very happy to see it because I'm so used to like doing productions, like very small productions that also like sometimes you're the only crew, you're the only director and whatnot. And to have like a huge group to work with you is like, I'm not used to it, but also like I'm very open to the idea now. And I learn to trust people more. I learn to let people do their thing lah. Like they know what they're doing. So like trusting them is a thing that I wasn't used to, especially the first day of production. Like I kept like trying to get audio feedback to my headphones. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, I know.
But in the end, I'm like, okay, maybe I think they know what they're doing. If they know what a bad sound sounds like. So I decided to like, okay, I'll just look at the feedback for video. That should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't I tell you to do that?
Yeah.
I told you because it was taking up too much time
Yeah.
fixing the thing.
But honestly, it didn't hit me until you tell me to like just let them do it.
Yeah, because in the end, I mean, audio is obviously important as well.
Yeah.
But it's like visual is, in my opinion, more important because if the visual is not good and the audio is good,
Yeah.
you have to retake anyway.
Yes.
So, and your visual feedback was working fine, right?
Yeah.
So I just thought it was taking him forever to fix the
Yeah.
thing. And it wasn't really his fault. It was a technical difficulty.
Yeah.
So then I was like, yeah, you know what? Just go with every take. I mean, we can listen to what the actors say.
Yeah.
We know if they have like speech crutches, if they messed up their line and stuff. Like we just know, right? What we need to know from audio feedback, what went wrong is like if in case there's like electric sound, there's static sound, if that's rubbing on the clothes and stuff like that. And yeah, so then I just thought, you know what, just look at the visuals first, and then we'll make sure that their lines are not messed up.
Yeah.
And then after that, we go and listen. Okay, there's no static and everything, then it's fine.
Yeah.
Because Budris is our sound man, so he has his own headphones whenever we're recording, so he listens to it. So if he says it's fine, it's probably fine.
Yes.
He knows what he's doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, another concern that made me feel like really worried that I don't have audio feedback is also because like I just want to hear the cast, like their lines. But at the end of the day, I thought like, okay, we rehearsed a few times. I'm sure like they know what to say. They can figure it out lah. Everything, even though sometimes it's spontaneous, but I definitely think like they know what they said. They know what to act lah, what to be like, because they're already so in character. And yeah, in the end, it turns out really well. Like they acted really well. Like props to the actors, all the cast. Like a lot of them are first timers, but also they impress me. Like I I don't have a lot of expectations, honestly, because it's a first for a lot of people. But then like I was so blown away by the acting. Like they portrayed the character that I wrote really well. And sometimes it's like, yeah, this is exactly how I imagined this person to be like. Yeah. And when they argue, yeah, this is how I imagine they argue. Sometimes even better than I thought, like initially. So that was the one of the best things about the production as well. Like they just know what to do. Like I don't know what to say. They just impress me. So yeah, they're awesome. They're awesome. Props to them.
They were like first time actors as well.
Yeah.
Most of them except for Bong. Everybody else is a first time actor. Which is crazy because we didn't even rehearse that much.
Yeah.
We rehearsed like 1 week before production.
Yeah.
And we just tried to squeeze out as much time as we could just 1 week
Yeah.
before. And it worked. I don't know how.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're not actors or anything. And the script, the roles in the script that you wrote, it's not really demanding of acting skills, but it needs a certain level of expertise to hit it. And surprisingly, it didn't take them long to get into the character, get in the mood. So every time, once the technical setup is done on set, just roll like a few takes later and we're good. Yeah, there's like really nothing much to comment about them. They did a good job.
Yeah, I think it's also because like, yeah, the characters are not demanding, but also I guess they feel related to the story. That's the feedback I got from the cast. Like the story, I wasn't expecting it honestly, because even though it's like, okay, I feel like the story can happen anyway. Like it can happen in Singapore, it can happen anywhere in Asia. But for some reason the cast felt like, yeah, I go through this at some point in life. I know people that go through this. I know people that wish their father did this to them or whatever. So I wasn't expecting it, honestly. It caught me by surprise. Like, yeah, the story touched them. And like, that feels great because I was never like, that was probably the best like thank you that you probably get as a director. Someone telling you like, yeah, the story definitely hit me and they feel for the character. And I was like, I was speechless the whole time when I was told that, because like I feel like I made it lah. Like even though I'm still like a young director, I still have a lot to learn, but also like I achieved something lah. And that's also my goal, to also like touch people's heart with my story, even though this time it's like quite unintentional. I'll be honest, because I never put it in my mind lah.
You say that it's not like a personal story of yours.
Yeah,
but I feel like it kind of is, even though it didn't happen on you, obviously.
Right.
But it happened on people that you know, right?
Yeah.
So in that way, you know, you kind of like, you feel for them, and you're like, you put yourself in that state, and you imagine like, oh, what could have happened, what could have been.
Yeah.
And then the story is essentially just like a happy ending for them. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't, when you write a story, I don't think like, I mean, obviously write personal stories. That's one of the major rules, but it doesn't have to be necessarily like, it has to happen on you. It could be something that you see of ideal, like you make your own happy ending. Yeah. That's how stories are.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I guess yeah, that could work. Yeah, because I kept telling myself like, oh, this is probably not my own story, but I'll try my best. But then thinking back, it's like, yeah, a lot of people that I know has these types of experience, and for some reason it's also very specific to Miri. I don't know what it is. I think it's just like, I guess a lot of people just decided to leave the city, go to another city to work and whatever. It's a very Mirian thing to do, I think. And I think that's one of the social issue, if you can call it that. They just find nothing interesting in Miri. But how I see it, I guess that what motivates me to write this story is, how I see it is like, passion, you have to figure it out yourself lah. You don't depend on other things or your surrounding to feel passionate about something. Yeah, because like when I started writing the script, there's not a lot of things going on in Miri as well. Like there wasn't a lot of hope, but I feel like I'll just do it lah. Like what do I have to lose? You know, I'll just write the story, and then eventually I figured out the way to really feel passionate about a story, because a lot of people kind of like we said just now, they depend on the story, they relate to it, so that like increases the passion inside me to keep writing and writing. And yeah, that's just how it is. That's how it came to be. I should probably ask you like what are the things that you've learned, like that you've probably never learned when you're in KL in all those productions. What's something that's like that you just figured out during this production here?
Oh, okay. You know, it's a whole set of challenges here when it comes to pre-production, especially.
Yeah.
Because how we are able to do things here, I feel like it's a privilege. I feel like, because I'm used to doing things like everything needs a permit in KL. I'll just say
Right.
that everything needs a permit in West Malaysia. Like even for student projects, because I am still a student.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even for student projects where we just need to shoot a simple scene at a mall,
Right.
like at MRT stations, LRT stations, whatever, you can't do that. You get like, what's the word? Halal away. Like
They just chase you like.
yeah, the security
Get
guard,
out.
like they chase you away, and they like
Right.
sometimes they like snatch your shit. Yeah. Like
Don't the uni like, I guess, provide some letters or something like that?
no, they don't.
Because for my uni, like even though we're not focused on film, but when we do need like filming, we do get letters, approval letters.
The thing is, right, for each semester in my uni is 4 months. So when a project is given to you, let's say in January, you're expected to finish at the end of March or the early April, right? So if you were to do something the official way, let's say with uni's letter and stuff, that is not the only thing you need.
I see.
So the uni letter is something you use to approach. Let's say if you're shooting at the MRT station,
Yeah.
they have to approach their manager with the uni letter. Oh, to prove that, okay, these are my students, these are university students, and I did in fact give them this project. Then you have to wait for them to approve it. And then especially MRT stations where there's public transport, it's even worse, right? So even if their manager agrees, so there's like a lot of stations. If that station's manager agrees, they still need to go to DBKL and stuff and get more approval. So if you were to do it the official way, you need like at least 3 or 4 approval from like every like different departments there.
Yeah.
That's why it's such a hassle, and that's for a student project.
Yeah.
For official productions, it's even worse.
Yeah.
Right. There's way more things going on, way more locations you need to use, and everything.
Yeah, I honestly like I'm just glad like all the locations that we went to, I guess they were all pretty chill about it lah. Even like the hotel. Shout out to Merits. We have a few like scenes at the hotel. Initially, like okay, it's still like a bit of a process, but then it's because like Merits is a corporation or a business.
Yeah. So
it's a hotel as well, so they go through a bit of process compared to other locations. But at the same time, like we got like approval. We got like I think they were just chill about it the whole time. And then even like I'm not sure what his role is, but I'm pretty sure he's like the manager or the head of the hotel. Sorry if I forgot your name, but he even went there and like have a look. I think you remember that time. Yeah, and he was so happy to see production in his hotel, to see like youngsters like us doing a huge project like this in Miri. And yeah, I think that was really cool to see. Like they pay attention, but also like they let us do what we do best. Yeah. I'm just glad, like especially the kopitiam as well. The tauke is so nice. They're very nice to us. Like the tauke even asked like, oh, do you want a drink? I'll make you one. Like, so what is this about? He is very curious as well. I mean, of course, because production is such a thing in Miri that's like very uncommon. So I think the tauke of the kopitiam also realized like there's like opportunity in letting us do a film in his kopitiam lah. And also it's like I'm just happy to see like I don't know if you heard, he said that the noodle stall that it was empty because his dad went for vacation for a month. Because his dad used to make noodles there, but he went on vacation, so nobody's making anything right now with that stall. So in a sense, I feel like we're like reviving the the stall. Like we're giving it like a soul. Like giving it purpose while it's like still unused. And I think like that's also another goal of mine when it comes to production, is to like make something feel alive. Like doesn't matter what we do. Like let's say there's like a house that's like that looks old and like nobody wants to live there, but because of production we make it feel alive. It feels great to see it happen. Yeah
I kind of agree, because like the production is not uncommon in Miri. It's like it's rare. I don't think it ever happens. Like the last time I heard of a production was when I was in middle school, I believe, when they did
the Blue Tears?
Blue Tears, yes.
Legit. That was so long ago.
That was very long ago. And then the thing is, after they made it, I never got to watch it. I never knew what happened.
Me too.
I don't think it turned out well. Sorry, Blue Tear fans, but yeah.
No, I think the film is too focused on like.
You've watched it?
No, but I heard why it felt like, I guess.
Oh.
I think it's also because like they made it in Miri, but doesn't make it feel like a story of Miri somewhat, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Also, it's like I guess at the time, I don't blame anyone I guess at the time who nobody knows anything about production, and also like nobody really is able to push the potentials of Miri at the same time, and like realize that local stories are more important as well. So it didn't turn out well, and that's why I heard also.
Yeah, I feel like Miri is like when it comes to our industry, it's nice for us because we get to start up this industry here. We get to not say shape it like how we want it. That's a little extreme, but we get to get people more involved in a more positive way. I feel like, because I'm not saying it's negative in KL. It's just that I feel like it's a lot more stressful when you go to KL, because everything is set there by the people before us. They already know how they do things there. So when it comes to here, a smaller place, everybody, they don't know what they're getting into, but they're very welcoming of the idea because it's cool.
Yes.
Right? It's initially my reaction when I went to KL.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna be in this industry, but then after I got involved with it, I'm like, oh wow, this is cool and all, right? And then this goes out for not only the crew, it goes out for like all the locations, like the kopitiam boss.
Yes.
It's very nice to see like him being disinterested, and then he also taught us how to make wontons and like
I know,
make noodles and stuff.
Like during the rehearsal, we actually learned how to like what's the measurements, how much weight for the noodles it has to be. 130 grams. I still remember.
Yeah, see, it's only, I feel like this could only be done here, where the tauke of a boss is like so welcoming, and then he keeps treating us drinks and stuff, keeping us well, and asking us what's going on. Very interested in the idea. He stayed up late too, because we had like night scenes until 10 something. And he was there to close down the store and stuff. It's very welcoming. Whereas in KL, I brought you to one of my KL productions.
Yes.
Remember we went to shoot at the kopitiam in Pudu?
Yes.
And it's a very well-known kopitiam for shoots.
Yeah, I was told like a lot of productions already went there before.
Yeah, so like when we shot there, probably like 1.5 or 2 weeks before that, somebody else shot there, and it's a very common spot. And we even got to see some like Taiwanese stars there and directors.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, they just walk past randomly, and I looked at the back, I'm like, wait a minute, I know that guy.
Who was it again? Like,
damn, I forgot.
I don't.
Chris Wu.
Chris Wu?
Not China Chris Wu, but Taiwan.
The other Chris Wu.
The other Chris Wu. So if you guys want to know who we saw, it's from a TV show that is called The Evil Between Us. 我们与恶之间的距离.
I have no idea what it is.
I think
Someone
so.
probably know.
But yeah, inside that film, he plays a lawyer, and he made me cry like a baby. But yeah, that's why I immediately remembered his face. So yeah, it's a very well-known place for shoots.
Yeah.
And then even like Taiwanese like big directors and actors are like there scouting, like recceing ahead.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like a lot of places in KL, they're already used to this.
Yes.
Because it's a very huge thing there. It's a very popular thing there. So they could tend to be more unwelcoming. You know, like if you want to use the place, there's no way you're getting it for free, like how we did.
Yep.
Right. You have to pay, and it's like 2,000 something, 1,000 something per day just to shoot there. And yeah, I just, so that's what I mean. Like we get a lot of privileges here because everybody's just like, oh, this is cool. This is So they're very welcoming of it. And then I think the goal is to inspire more people to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And then sooner or later, the kopitiams can be like, or like places can be like, oh, okay, more shoots. Maybe you can start renting to them. You know, when it's like a legit business, you know, when you can start renting to them. So it doesn't only just help us grow, it helps everybody grow. And we can do it more professionally.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we can also like kind of make sure that it's not stressful. Because I feel like sometimes in KL, when like if you own a kopitiam that is like at the ideal location with very good views and lighting and whatever, right? People want to shoot there, right? But then you don't know a lot of them. Like there are big names, there are small names, and sometimes they mess up. And then when they mess up, it's not good for both parties lah. So I feel like when it's here, it's like a blank canvas. So you start on over new, and I mean it's probably still gonna happen sometime down the road, but the chances are it's less lah. I feel like when we do it here.
Yeah, I think also we're doing this production at a time where Miri is trying to figure out what he wants to be, I guess. Because like in Sarawak, like a lot of cities known for something at least. Like Miri is like still unsure. I definitely think so lah. I don't know if it's true or not, but I feel like it's unsure like what it wants to be. Like what kind of city you want to be. But I definitely feel like we have so much potential to be like a filmmaking hub in Sarawak lah, because we have people that we know like Zach, Budris, and like Glenn from Miri as well. Like we have all these like filmmakers that like they made really good stuff before and they got recognized for it as well. And just that we've been doing this on our own lah.
Yeah.
So now that people are paying attention to what we're doing, I feel like it's a good opportunity to make Miri like a filmmaking hub. I definitely think so. Yeah. So I guess we can move on to like the last thing for this podcast. There's a lot of challenges for a first time production for me as well, like a film production. Like I think the main one is definitely like time constraints. But then time constraint is also caused by the budget lah. Like no offense to TVS, the budget provided is huge, but at the same time it challenges us to use our time well, I guess. It's something that I don't mind lah, but also it's painful. It's really hard. Like I usually like film product. How long is a feature film for production? Like the time.
Like the times need to
for
be
production.
Okay. Usually around a month and a month plus.
Yeah.
The fastest I've heard is probably 2 weeks. But yeah.
Yeah. So the fact that we're doing it in 5 days, it's insane. Like I'm even still today, I'm still like I can't believe that we somehow managed it in like 5 days. But then also everything is in Miri lah, so it's a lot easier. Going everywhere is like less than an hour.
There's no traffic jam.
Yeah, there's no traffic jam here, which is awesome. But yeah, a lot of challenges like that, like time constraint. I think time is a bad enemy of this production. Like I feel like in the beginning I felt like I didn't do enough shots because of time, but then now looking back at the footages, I'm like, we don't really need that much shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like in the beginning, do you remember how many shots do we have in the shot list? It's insane. I thought that was enough.
The thing is, our official finalized shot list is less than half of what we originally planned.
Yes.
And we didn't even finish all of the shots in
Yeah.
our planned shot list.
Yeah. Yeah, like Jesus. We spend we have so little time to spend on production. And then like Alan just keeps on not rushing me, but keep reminding me like how much time we have left. And that stresses me out so much. And then like but it's needed because I feel like sometimes when I direct, I don't know what the time is. Like I don't know how much time I've spent on one scene.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Like I don't even look at my watch at the time. So yeah, like whenever you remind me how much time we have left, I'm like, crap.
I feel like this is maybe an experience thing.
Yeah.
Maybe because this is your first time doing a project, so you're like confident. You're not that confident on what you want.
Yeah.
So instead of having a clear vision on like how you want it to go, you tend to take all the safety shots, right? Which is good. It's a good habit to take safety shots. Don't get me wrong, because like sometimes you want to try something new. You want to do something that is unconventional and it gets attention.
Yeah.
Right. And that it brings out a different kind of aesthetic, which is good. But when it comes to production like this, I mean, the budget is pretty okay. But due to other reasons, like our schedule, it has to be 5 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actors, locations, and all.
Yeah.
We have to do it in 5 days. So when it comes to this, we don't really have much time to work with. So if you want to make sure that you are able to do something that you want to do while being in the time limit, you have to make decisions very quickly.
Yeah.
But not to say make bad decisions. It's just that, okay, let's say a conversation scene between you and me. Right? The simple rule is 3 shots. Right? One close up on you, one close up on me, and one wide. Right? Over the shoulder, whatever, right? Yeah, and as you have, if you want to explore more creativity, you do top-down shots, lower shots, close up on this, close up on that,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, when it boils down to the very end, you're making a film that lasts for 90 minutes.
Yes.
And each minute, each second, there can only be that frame on scene anyway. So you can't really do that much. And sometimes you don't really need that much. So
Yeah.
doing those is kind of like a luxury, you know? If you have time, then do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you don't have time, you have to do it in another way lah. So this is something like I think. I mean, it's not hard to change. Yeah, I think as you do more and more films, you get more used to it.
Yeah.
Then you kind of know like what's going on. Like example, on the 5th day, right?
Yeah.
You let me take control of the entire
Yeah.
hotel scene.
Yeah.
Because I'm the AD and I keep rushing you on the time.
Yeah.
Right? I keep telling you, oh shit, we don't got time here. We don't got enough time there and stuff like that. And we have to rush to this location, rush to that location. So when you put me in the spot where I'm directing, I knew I didn't have much time. So immediately I like, okay, I plan out, okay, this shot from there, that shot, blah, 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 blah. And after I plan out, I realized like, we actually have some more time. You know, I've covered all the shots that I want and I need. But then I have time. I still have time at the hotel that I can shoot. Then that's when I realized, I think the first scene I can add more stuff. And then I immediately like, okay, I squeeze out more stuff. And I told Jerry that, and they're okay with it. And then we did it.
Yeah.
And then I feel like that really helps the scene. It gives it a more aesthetic, and it covers more of the montage, which is great for an opening scene. Yeah. So this is something that I think next time you'll definitely be able to do it.
Yeah.
It's just like being aware of the time is very important in production. Yeah, I'll say that.
Yeah. Also, like, I'm like very happy that I'm able to improve like every day. Like the first day is, I don't know. I think my mood was just like, honestly, I'm pretty chill. I'm not too stressed. Maybe towards the end a bit stressed because we didn't manage to shoot all the scenes.
Yeah.
So we had to move it to like another day, and like, okay, that starts stressing me out a bit. Every day gets a bit worse, mood wise. I got a little more stressed out, a bit more pissed. But then the 4th day, I immediately reset myself. and then like I started talking more to you lah. Like I feel like I didn't communicate a lot during production, but I reset myself, and then like I decided to tell you what's in my mind lah, what I want to do and all that, and then it got a lot smoother lah. I think definitely.
Yeah, this is something like, because we're all like very new to this.
Yeah,
it's also very important for all departments, like especially all the director lah, like director, assistant director, art director, director of photography. We have to be able to communicate. Jesus, we have to be able to communicate like well and understand each other. We have to be able to adapt to change as well. Really quickly, because no matter how much you plan, it's gonna change a bit or a lot on set. If stuff is gonna change, stuff is gonna change. So you have to adapt to it, right? So at that point, communication is key. So all of a sudden, like, this bedroom, we need this light. Oh no, it's raining outside. What do we do? And stuff like that. So each director needs to communicate well and then direct their team after we reach an understanding. Right, that's the key. But like I said before, as we do more, it will get smoother. Yeah,
for sure. Honestly, like overall, this production went pretty well, all things considered. Everyone is able to do their job really well as well. Like honestly, like because we got people that are not just somewhat experienced in what they do, but also they're passionate about it lah. Like they really like the idea. They are willing to spend the effort to like make it work lah. So I'm very glad. Like that's how we ended the production. And everyone had a overall very positive what's the word, experience, I guess. Also like hopefully this is not their last production that they'll do. Like hopefully they can keep going, and like for example, like the gaffers, like even though it's really tough on them during the production, hopefully they don't feel demotivated lah. Honestly, I feel like
they're more motivated if anything.
Honestly, I hope that's the case lah. I hope so. Like even though production is really tough compared to like event production, I still feel like they really have the talent to be gaffers in a production like this lah. So everyone else just keep doing what you do lah. I think that's like my end note. And do you have anything to say before we close this podcast?
I just really wish to see all of the people on set that I work with in my next production, our next production, because they're all great people, and they're the people we need, honestly.
So the film right now is in post production. We're editing it. We're at 22nd October at the time of the shoot. This probably comes out at November, I think, this podcast. Am I right? Yeah, we just got the nod from our social media manager. So by the time this podcast is released, the film is probably not out yet, I'll be honest, of course. So hopefully you guys get to see it next year lah. We target next year for this
Chinese New Year,
hopefully.
We target Chinese New Year.
But also like I keep saying this to some people. I hope this isn't just a tell film. I want this to be like people can watch it on theater or whatever lah. Disney Plus, doesn't matter. Like anyway, because I feel like this film is worth watching lah. Because it's such everyone puts so much effort. Like I don't want it to be just on TV for like once or twice and then that's it. Like hopefully we can work something out lah to make this happen outside of TV. So that's it. That's the podcast. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. This journey has been nice. So hopefully you guys enjoyed listening to us talk about the process of production for Knotted Strands. Hopefully you guys get some can take some notes, and also like if there's anything, feel free to comment. Share this podcast. Subscribe to this channel. Rate give us 5-star ratings.
ratings on Spotify,
On Spotify.
Apple Music, and iTunes.
I don't think we have
5 stars.
give us 5-star everywhere. I don't know. But yeah, that's it. We're gonna sign off.
Peace out. Mic drop.
Peace.
No, mic drop.